Let us again remember the name, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. For as we think of God, so we may be blessed. May God's grace and protection extend to all bodies of the Khalsa, wherever we may be. May the Lord's glory be fulfilled and all God's will prevail. May we receive victory from the sword of righteousness and the charity of brotherhood and sisterhood. May the holy sword of God assist us. May the Khalsa always prevail. May the choirs of devotees, our banners and mansions abide forever and forever. May the realm of justice come. May the disciples unite in love. May the disciples be humble, but our wisdom be exalted in the keeping of the Lord. O Khalsa Ji, say that God is great. Satnam Shri Vaheguru. O kind Father, O loving Mother, it is by Thy grace that we have been granted peace and happiness. May Thy grace extend to our labors of each day so that we may do what is right according to Thy will. Please give us the light and understanding so that we may know what pleases Thee. We further offer this prayer in Thy presence, O Lord, in the spirit of Guru Tegh Bahadur, with our heads bowed to Akal Purkh, the infinite essence which pervades everywhere, and everyone we pray that all peoples of the world be granted the freedom to worship the divine Creator in their own way. May the era of tyranny and oppression come to an end, and all the people of earth live in God as one. Please forgive our sins. Help us that we may keep ourselves pure. Let us always be in the company of people of love, and may we always remember Thy name in their presence. Through Nanak, may Thy name forever increase and Thy spirit be exalted. May all people prosper by Thy grace. Guru Nanak Naam Chaddi Kala Tere Paane Sarbat Da Bhala. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Now we will hear leaders from this noble community. Let us start with our president. From the Sikh Cultural Society of Richmond Hill, President Kang.
Thank you, James. Give us the opportunity to come to the City Hall today. First of all, I thank all the media. We are here today from all the tri-state, especially from the Sikh Culture Society. We came over here to pray their soul who lost their lives in Wisconsin. Regardless where we come from, New York City is like an immigrant city. We like to give the message to the whole world. We are all American and we are united together, and we're going to fight that kind of terrorism back. We never get them prevail, and whoever lost their life, we are always going to remember them for our whole life. And second thing, we have a parade on the 25th on August, on Saturday, and we have a special final prayer for Wisconsin who lost their life, and our police officer, Brian Murphy, who sacrificed for us. He got injured at the time, and we're going to be the who people lost their life, and the final prayer in the Smoky Park between 3 to 5. We invite them, all the media over there, all our elected officials, because we give them the strong message to the whole world. We are all American. God bless America. We are all united. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I am especially in debt to our next speaker who worked hard to bring all of us together. Of course, I'm speaking about Gopal Singh, the Executive Director of SEVA.
Good morning, everyone. Gopal Singh. I'm just here to support any efforts that bring people together and bring New York City together. Our nonprofit, we started it about 5-6 years ago to engage in our community civically. So we've been registering hundreds and hundreds of voters over the last few years, and we have a lot of youth members. We have hundreds of youth members in the organization, and if there's one message the organization would like to deliver, is that we're not giving up on the American dream. You know, acts of violence like this, we all just become more Americans. We become more united. We're not giving up on the American dream. We're actually here registering voters. You know, so we have voter registration cards. We're here to empower the community in that way. We're not going anywhere. We're here to serve. this country. We're here to serve this city, and we're here for you. SevaNY.org. We also want to encourage our community. I see the South Asian press is here. There's an election on September 13th. The local primaries are really important in our communities because generally there aren't general elections. So we encourage the community to become even more American, to engage more in our communities, and vote on September 13th. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. One of the great statements of this country is that out of many people, one, and that is being seen here today. To further drive home this point is the former president of the Sikh Cultural Society, Mr. Harpreet Kaur.
Is it still good morning or it's still good morning? Good morning. First of all, let me say thanks to the councilman for organizing this press conference today. And this is the first step into the right direction. I'm going to go over certain things, which have happened, which we have experienced as a community, especially after 9/11. The first victim on 9/11 itself was a 62-year-old gentleman coming out of the Gurdwara, praying for the people who probably survived after the 9/11, and he got beaten up right in front of the Gurdwara in Richmond Hill. 2 days later in Arizona, this gentleman who was taking care of his gas station got shot down and killed by a white gentleman. I still will call him a gentleman, even though he is not a gentleman, just because of his appearance. A couple of months later, same gentleman who got shot in Arizona, he loses his brother in California. Why? Because he looked different. About 2 years ago, two gentlemen taking a walk in the morning, they get shot and killed. Why? Because they looked different. They looked the way we look. That was the reason why they got shot and killed. When we reached out to New York Times, ABC, CBS, NBC News at that time after 9/11, we were being told, oh, the other newses are more important than this news. And when we reach out to the city hall, mayor's office, NYPD, to allow the Sikhs to serve, we always get the same old answer that we are looking into it. There are reasons, there are safety issues and stuff like that. And when we look at it, if they can serve in Royal Canadian Mounted Police, they can guard the Queen of England, they can be the Chief of Army Staff, Air Force in India, they can be the Prime Minister of India. Why an NYPD is city which is so much diverse, where we have people living from more than 160 countries? A Sikh keeping his faith and articles of faith cannot serve in the police force? And we have been told that there are about a dozen Sikhs serving in NYPD. Those are all clean shaved. I'm sorry to say, yeah, they are Sikhs, but they do not represent the true Sikhism with the hairs and the beard and everything. When you look at us with the turban and the beard, these are the full articles of our faith. Why we cannot keep it? And I do really appreciate the councilman taking this step to reach that goal where the Sikhs can serve in any government office without looking or a second thought. We do not need to prove that we are not less American than anybody else. Why should we, or why should anybody else? Like Councilman was saying, the blacks were attacked, the gays were attacked. We cannot do that, and we should not accept it. And yes, we are together in this fight. Again, thank you very much, and I really appreciate what you have done today. It's a great initiative. Thank you. And thank you.
Sometimes when we speak of social ills, we often want a doctor.
That's right.
We need a physician to come before us to speak of these things and sometimes drive away illness, social illnesses. We are blessed that we have a doctor in the house today. Dr. Satam Singh Dami.
Good morning. I am thankful to the councilman and the media people and the people who organize this event. We are here to pay our respects to the people who were killed in Wisconsin Gurdwara. We are thankful to the city administration, to the assemblyman, and to the president and his administration, who have stood with us, who have shown all the sympathy and solidarity with the Sikh community. Sikh community is deeply hurt at this time, and we appreciate this kind of stand by the federal government. President Obama and the city government will go a long way to heal the hurt of the Sikh community. And we are thankful to the media also, who has given reasonable coverage to this. I will say it should have been more and better, but whatever coverage they have given, we think we are thankful. I asked them to give a better coverage in the future to all the Sikh events in the city, in the country, and all over the world. As Mr. Toor said, the Sikh people can handle all kind of responsibility, from the sweeper to the president of the country and to the prime minister of the country. So there's no reason, Mr. Kelly, the Police Commission should make excuses. We are looking into it, we are thinking about it. This is kind of useless answer. We are not going to put up with this. He should sit with the Sikh community and tell us what his concerns are, and we are going to address each and every one of them. And as we all know, this incident, the Sikhs have been victim of a hate crime, and I think the only antidote to hate is the education, and because of lack of education, without knowledge about the Sikh community, people become scared, and when you are scared, you can develop hatred, and the hatred leads to the violence. And so to counter this kind of hatred, the only way we can do it, I propose, our community proposes, that we should make some changes in the educational system. We would like to sit with the school chancellor and the mayor so that we can introduce certain positive changes in the educational system in the city, maybe in the whole country. And also, I would just like to tell you people, as you all know, the whole America knows that Osama bin Laden was the enemy of America. How every child and old person, young and old people know in America that Osama bin Laden was the enemy, because his face was on the media, every channel, every day, for last 10 years. At the same time, there's no Sikh community member shown on any media channel. All the major media companies of USA, I request them to give some jobs to the Sikh young people who are educated on their prime time shows, so the American people can learn who these Sikh people are and what they stand for and what they think and how they would like to finish the life of America. The American society is like a bouquet of flowers. The more flowers in the bouquet, the more beautiful it becomes. So if we take all these positive actions, then I think we will do something so that this kind of carnage does not happen. If we do not take any positive action and just make speeches, the history will not judge us. History will judge us harsh. And so we, beside expressing our sympathy and commemorating their memory, we must take some concrete actions so that this kind of hatred is killed in America and people will live in peace forever. Thank you, everybody. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
We have been joined by a council member who is no stranger to standing for justice, whether it be this community or any other community. That, of course, is Council Member Cumber.
Thank you. I'm pleased to join with the Sikh community this morning with Councilmember Sanders as they continue to fight for everything that they're entitled to as New York City residents. They're entitled to all of the quality of life, all of the respect, all of the benefits, but they're also entitled to making sure that there's a full acceptance of their culture. There should not be anyone that should limit their pride of self, their opportunity to make sure that they have the right to do whatever they need to do to continue their history and their culture and their tradition. And anyone that tries to get in the way of that, shame on them. Any entity that tries to stop their justice or their opportunity to pass on their culture and history to their children, to their next generation, is only interrupting the true fabric of this city. This city was based on people coming together to create new opportunities, but also to celebrate their individualism. And this has to continue. So I'm here today to join with them and to let them know that I stand with them in their fight for justice. And I will be there to do everything they need to do to make sure that everyone in this city understands that they are an equal partner and should have equal benefits and equal opportunity to anyone else in this city. Thank you.
Better to give a community perspective of why we're here to Mr. Kaibal Singh. Mr. Singh. Kaibal Singh.
I would say this is a Sangat. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. We here are to represent those who could not represent themselves. They have been killed because they look different. They worship differently at their place of worship because they came from a different part of the world, but they tried to assimilate with Americans. They were Americans and they were trying to fulfill their dreams to get their families here in America and be a better American. Before me, Mr. Toor, Satnam Singh Dhami, and our President, Mr. Kang, has addressed that we have our equal participation in every sphere or every part or every service of the city administration, provided the politicians and the administration, those people who control these thinkings, they allow us not to sacrifice our faith to join the services. It may be an MTA job, it may be a police job. It is just like if two people come in love and one person tells that I will marry you only if you adopt my faith. Here, the city administration or the system is asking us, sacrifice your faith, religion, remove the beard, remove the turban. Only then you can join the services, whatever services it may be. We want to tell those people who have joined these services by sacrificing their faith, they are feeling guilty in the eyes of our faith. And who want to feel guilty in the eyes of in front of their parents? We would appreciate all the political system to think straight. Do not ask anybody to sacrifice the biggest thing, which is their faith, their religion, their everyday worship. And another thing is this hate crime which has happened in Wisconsin. This did not start on 5th of August. It was initially started, if you go back, whenever you go back, but I was reading Munich Masquerade of 1972 when in Olympics, somebody hated the Israeli players, those who went for the mix-up, going to do some games. Victory or failure is in the hands of their worship or their God, but they were killed because of the hate, and thereafter it has continued every time. We have to basically believe in one God. Do not hate anybody because I look different. I am a human being. I have no choice where I got born, where I got birth with parents. Parents made me by religion. So do not hate anybody because of their color, creed, or the size. And this is the message. We would appreciate if the politicians bring it to a positive perspective and allow us to join them in the political system and in the services of the city, of the state, and of the country also. Thank you so much.